So I'm actually in the process of kind of doing a mini glow up. It's a seasonal cleaning, right? It's not spring cleaning because now it's technically summer, but I'm clearing up my closet on things that just truly don't fit and don't fit my vibe anymore, and are just not me anymore or who I'm ready to be. And so in doing that, I am actually going to talk about the fragrances I have. We're going to rate them as we go. I'm going to do from my least favorite as I'm doing this video to my most favorite. And how I like to use them to, one, use them up, and two, not use them again. So I'd say, honestly, okay, so my least favorite is my Kiwi Chill. It says lime squeezed iced kiwi. It's a body mist. It's a VS pink. It's nice. It's just a little too teeny bopper for me. And I always use that word when I'm describing like things that I just think are too young. I tell my coworker all the time. In fact, I just got a dress right from H&M. Wore it to an event for my cousin, and it had a bubble hem, right? It had that ruching, that tucked in hem, gave it kind of like a bubble look, almost like a silky dress, right? And I will be 30 in a week. I'm so excited. And I'm not gonna lie, I just felt like for my body type and my shape and the way that I do my hair and the way I do my makeup, I was a little worried that it was gonna look a little teeny bopper on me. But in all honesty, I felt so comfortable and so confident in it. It was definitely still very age appropriate. I found the perfect shoes for them. And so I will use the word teeny bopper in that regards. You might hear it quite often, actually. So this is my least favorite, but I like to use this when I'm coming out of a shower, but I'm just going to be here at the home, or I'm going to do run errands. As you can see, I am like super close to being out. So, okay, let's see. My next not favorite is the Brightest Bloom. It just smells really candly. And I got it as a Mother's Day gift set with the candle, with the wall plug-in, with this. And it's not my favorite. But I will wear this to work on a slow day, especially if I'm going to do just basic bare makeup, right? No wing liner, no, right, just maybe some eyebrow gel, maybe a mascara, no wing liner, maybe just like a liner pen on the bottom, and maybe just like a hint of blush, right, just a really light pink, just to look alive. Sometimes I use this to bed though. It helps me feel like I'm going to sleep on like a warm summer night, but it's not a favorite. We're gonna throw in an honorary though that I should have put in first, is the Sabrina Carpenter Sweet Tooth. It's just too sweet for me. I really thought that I was gonna like it. And it's too sweet. Now this to me screams like Victoria, like the OG Victoria's Secret, right? That sweet cottony. I think now it's like the Bombshell Candy Floor, right? Not entirely my favorite. I only use this if I know for a fact that I'm gonna mix it with something at work. So, right, at work we do have fragrances, we do have colognes, but we have unisex, right? Something this sweet, I'll go and I'll wear, and then when I get to work, I'll spray myself with something incredibly masculine. And also when I get feedback on items like that, right? Oh, you smell so good. Oh, you smell, that for me is a really good selling point to kind of be like, oh, I bet you wear something sweet, right? So as a couple, when we're thinking about scents that intertwine together, scents that work together, this is, if you wear this as a woman, this is going to smell great, right? PDA, hugging, in the room, right? You sprayed yourself, he sprayed himself. Works out really well in that kind of sense. So that's what I like to do. that's probably the real time that I use it, when or like when I know it's going to be a couples forward holiday season, couples forward event, or I think I'm dressed really like what I'll call cute and flirty, right? That's what I'll wear to help something like that. Let's see. My next least favorite. I'm sorry, I'm going in order like this. Okay. Victoria's Secret Temptations. It is an amber scent. I think right now it's like something amber is what it currently is. Amber Temptations or Amber Seduction or something is what it's like currently called, or something similar. This though reminds me of when I was really little. I'm gonna cry, y'all. This reminds me of when I was really little, and my older sister would do my hairspray. She'd do her hairspray, and whatever fragrance she used. Just something about this is very nostalgic to me. So I like to wear this right before bed. Or again, if I know that maybe I'm dressed up a little, but it's not like it's not a work day for me, I still have things to do, I'll throw this on. Just very natural. I don't know. But what I love more than that is Love Spell. However, I only wear this to bed. And I like wearing fragrance to bed because it makes me feel what I used to think as a child is what was fancy and classy and demure, right? Like when we think about the traditional spray bottles, right, of fragrance, puff, puff, right? Just something about wearing fragrances to bed just helps me feel like I'm gonna be where I assumed I would be at such a young age. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. Okay. After that, and forgive me for this, guys. After that is Heavenly. Now, normally I love Heavenly. Now, this, again, a scent my mother wore, a scent that I'm very familiar with, a scent that I think just smells like diamonds, right? If I had to visually think of a concept, right? We think, I'm going to throw the commercial into it, right? Commercial concepts, literally, in packaging design would be the Heavenly. But lately, I haven't been loving it as much. So I'll still wear this to work quite often, but I wear it mostly to bed, again. After that, Ariana Cloud. Now, I love Ariana's REM and God is a Woman. Those are my two favorite scents of all time from hers. And of course, again, I'm getting older. I want to be picking scents that are more to align with my closet. And the Cloud it's just too sweet. It's almost brown sugary sweet to me. As much as I probably would trade places with the Sabrina Carpenter and this, they're kind of even in their own aspects, but they're two totally different scents. They're just, I don't know, it's just not me anymore. But again, I'll wear that if I know that I'm going to mix it with something at work, because then again, I can go and use that as a selling point. Oh, you're right. So I actually wore Ariana, but I also threw on the men's fragrance. It smells, You Smell Me. It smells so divine, right? So when you think about you and your partner, your husband, your person at home, right? Your room's going to smell like this. First and foremost, your room's going to smell like this because you've both sprayed it. And then when we get into, right, you hugged him, the intimacy, right? You're trading jacket, you're wearing his jacket, right? That smell, those fragrances are going to intermix. It's a personal scent, right? A customized scent. Lots of people like when we do those at work, so that's a good one. Then after that, it is my Gladiator. I love my Gladiator. My Gladiator, so this I got at work, right? I used to work, some of y'all don't know, I used to work at Michael's. I almost always have had two part-time jobs, if not a full-time job, right? And so when I worked at Michael's, and then I worked here with watches, I had one lady, and I'll never forget, and I've had it multiple times, but I'll never forget this one lady. I was working at Michael's, I'm helping somebody else, and she, like, stopped me and turned around and was like, "I'm so sorry, ma'am, to interrupt you." And I was like, I'm so sorry, I'll be right with you. She's like, no, I just had to tell you, you smell delicious. Oh my God. She's like, I want to smell like that. I want to smell like that. What are you wearing? Because I want to smell like that. And I was like, oh, and the lady in front of me was like, sure, I want to hear what you got it too, right? Like, and I said, oh, it's Gladiator, told her where to get it from, right? Kind of, I was like, look, not to be salesy, because this is from where I work, but right here, the promotions. And she was like, oh my God. She like made me type it in her phone. Like, oh, this lady in her notes was just like, oh my God, like, this is all I want now. She was like, it smells delicious. She's like, I'm texting. I said, see you to sex scent, right? She goes, I'm texting my husband. This is what he can get because my birthday's coming up. I was like, okay, well, thanks, ma'am. Absolutely. And then, went back to my work. I swear, I kept hearing this lady around the store on phone calls. Baby, you don't understand. You don't understand. I have to smell like this girl. I have to. And I was like, okay, thank you. So, but lately, it's just not hitting. The compliment I get on this is that this smells rich, right? This smells like money. And it does. It smells like money. Like if you've actually, and I'm working retail and I'm working luxury retail, right? Affordable luxury. If you know, you know. And I know that it's really hard to describe. Think, I guess, for watches and accessories, think Zara, think H&M, think if you've got a Windsor, right? It's still a little pricey, but you could afford it, right? If you had a paycheck with no bills, right? You could afford it, and it wouldn't be the worst in what I will call investment, right? It wouldn't be the worst thing because the quality is there, but it is a little pricier still, right? Or it's not incredibly, doesn't take forever to save for. So, right, if you've ever been in the same room as people with money, and whether it's positive or negative, because not everyone with money is nice, right? But if you've ever been in a room with people with money and sold to them, the way that they'll smell and the way, it's an energy. I don't know how to explain it. It's an energy. Right, get people who are like, don't even ask about prices. Or they'll, first and foremost, they'll come up and be like, this is my budget. This is what I'm willing. And I always tell them, whatever you're willing to invest, right? I will always say, because at the end of the day, how many times do we, as a civilian, right, as a regular average person, we'll think to ourselves, whatever we got paid, this was an hour worth of my time. Is it worth it, right? There are plenty of people who do that. So along those lines, hands down, one of our most popular scents. Love it. But lately, it's not been hitting for me. We did get 2 new scents. And I think I'm going to go ahead and buy them because I think I like them better for the season. This truly is, as much as this is an everyday season, I think I'll probably just save this for the winter maybe. But I love it. Oh, I love it. Now, this sometimes I will wear to bed because, again, we go to sleep with the right energy. We wake up with the right energy. But this is also a very jeans and a t-shirt day, right? After that, oh, I've got 2 more. This is my Flower Bomb Filter and Rolf. Girl. Now this, again, as a women-specific perfume, to die for. Like, think when you walk into an Ulta, you walk into Sephora, right? Kind of like Barnes has its own scent, right? Flower Bomb is it. Look. Is it. Alice the Nail, don't judge me. Anyways, okay. Favorite scent, and I got it for Christmas. And I didn't even ask for it because I, didn't even cross my mind. Absolute favorite scent. The Gucci Flora in the purple bottle. This is my absolute favorite right now that I have in stock. Again, if I had to equate it to a store, right? It's that Nordstrom smell, that OG Macy's smell. If you know, before Macy's, right, had to go through the Sears and JCPenney's treatment. Again, I love Macy's. Love Macy's for their deals, for their products, but it's not the same anymore. Hands down. Absolute favorite scent that I currently have. So that is everything that I currently have right now. Oh, bonus points. Not a fragrance for my body. but I got this from my manager at the beginning of the year for a job well done on performance. It smells like a Love's Baby Soft and a little bit sweeter, closer to the Vera Wang. Love's Baby Soft, if you know, you know. I'm telling you guys. Aging myself here. I spray this in my room some days before I leave for work, and some days when I get home, I'll spray it, turn my fan on, close the door, do what I'm doing. Then when I go to bed, right, do all my routines and all that. Anyways, so those are all my fragrances. As I get more, I'll probably do another one. Right, couldn't hurt. This was kind of fun. Anyways, I guess maybe we'll go through my jewelry next time. All right, thanks guys. Bye.